Okay, so today we're diving into a cuisine that, let's be honest, gets a lot of jokes thrown its way. But the truth is, it's one of the richest, most diverse, and surprisingly complex food cultures in the world. We are talking about British food.
So I want you to think for a second. When I say British food, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Something bland, boiled maybe, a little bit gray? Well, get ready because we are about to completely turn that idea on its head.
Yeah, that whole stereotype of blandness has been around for way too long. The reality today is so much more vibrant. Modern British food is this amazing mix of its own ancient traditions and all the global flavors it picked up throughout its history, especially from South Asia. This is not some stuffy old menu, it's a cuisine that is alive and always changing.
To really get British food, you have to understand its history. And this isn't just about old recipes. We're talking about invasions, empire, and the land itself. It's all in there.
You can practically taste the layers of history. It all started with the Celts and their amazing produce. Then, the Anglo-Saxons came along and really perfected the art of stewing meats and herbs. The Norman conquest? Well, that brought in all sorts of exotic spices. And then, of course, the British Empire introduced the bold, incredible flavors of India. Every single era literally added a new ingredient to the pot.
Okay, so with that history in mind, let's take a little road trip. Because the UK isn't just one food culture, right? It's a collection of really distinct tastes from Scotland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and England. And our first stop is going to be Scotland.
We're starting way up north, in Scotland. Now, if you look at a map, it's pretty close to the Scandinavian countries, and you can totally see that influence in the way they cook and the ingredients they use.
Scotland is world famous for some incredible stuff. That amazing Scottish salmon, often smoked just perfectly, and you know it, Scotch whiskey. But its national dish? That's something else entirely.
And that dish is haggis. At its heart, it's a type of savory sausage. And while the ingredients might sound a little unusual to some, this kind of nose-to-tail eating is a huge cornerstone of traditional, resourceful British cooking, and it has been for centuries.
All right, let's hop over the Irish Sea and land in Northern Ireland. Now, if there is one single ingredient that defines the food here, it is the humble but absolutely mighty potato.
The potato is the absolute star of a hearty Irish stew. But Northern Ireland is also known for its world-class beef, a really distinct type of sausage called black pudding, and of course, its own legendary Irish whiskey. Our journey continues down to Wales. You just have to look at its dramatic coastlines and all those lush green pastures to understand its menu. It's celebrated for amazing seafood and, of course, its world-famous lamb. A classic dish here is roast lamb served with this sharp, tangy mint sauce. From the sea, you'll find these popular little shellfish called cockles. And here's a point of national pride for you. The leek is the official vegetable of Wales.
And get this for a fun fact. The world-famous shepherd's pie, that super comforting dish of minced lamb topped with creamy mashed potatoes, that actually originated right here in Wales.
So for the final stop on our tour, we land in England. English cooking has been so powerfully shaped by its neighbors, borrowing and adapting traditions from all over Scotland, Wales, and Ireland to create something that is totally its own.
And England has given the world some truly iconic foods. I mean, think of the savory Cumberland sausage, the crisp English cucumber, and of course, those incredible, powerful, crumbly cheeses like Stilton that are famous all over the globe.
Okay, so we've seen all the regional differences. But what are the common threads that tie everything together? What really makes British cuisine, well, British? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture.
You can really break down the soul of British cooking into 5 key things. First, there's a real love for using lard, especially for getting those perfectly flaky pastries. Pies and sausages are, they're everywhere. That history of the colonies is a massive driver of flavor. And finally, spirits like whiskey and gin aren't just for drinking. They're used all the time to add this amazing depth to sauces and other dishes. This gives you a little peek inside the typical British pantry. And trust me, it goes way beyond meat and potatoes. You have everything from offal, which is organ meats, and high-quality beef, to legendary cheeses like cheddar and Stilton, and totally unique sauces like HP and Worcestershire. So many of these are so special, they actually have what's called a protected designation of origin, which is basically a legal promise that they can only be made in a certain place in the traditional way. All right, for our final course, how about we do a little rapid-fire round of some of the most iconic Hall of Fame dishes that truly define what British food is all about?
First up, the Cornish pastry. This is like the perfect handheld meal,
meat and veggies all baked into this beautiful flaky pastry case. It was originally food for miners, and now it's a true classic.
Next, we have the Yorkshire pudding. Now, don't let the name fool you. This is not a dessert. It's this amazing savory batter that puffs up in the oven, and it is the absolute must-have companion to a traditional Sunday roast.
And here it is, the perfect symbol of modern Britain on a plate. Chicken tikka masala. It's a dish with South Asian roots that has been so completely and totally embraced that many people now consider it a national dish of Britain.
And we absolutely cannot finish without something sweet. The classic scone, served with jam and that incredibly thick clotted cream, it is the absolute heart of the beloved tradition of afternoon tea.
So there you have it. From ancient stews to spicy curries, British food is a cuisine with incredibly deep roots and a really exciting dynamic future. It just goes to show you that a nation's menu is never truly finished being written. So the only question left is, which dish are you going to try first?